keep your mind open. You can't come in with a big attitude and change everything all at once. You have to pick your battles, definitely. You have to get everyone on board with you, because if you're not a cohesive team, it's not gonna work. Work with your team, change things, but don't be against them too much. You have to do what your customer needs. You can't be too rigid in what you think your business is. You have to adapt.
Congruency like that, especially if something's online, is one price and in the store is another, things like that, it can really irritate people, and it can cause their customer experience to think you're cheating them or something.
Yes. It's so important to give back and be involved in your community. You're the local business. We're not Home Depot, we're not a Lowe's. We're here, we live here, we work here. You need to make yourself seen and give your time back to the community, because you're the difference between the big box store.
Welcome to the Grit Blueprint Podcast, the show for bold builders, brand leaders, and legacy makers in the construction and building industry. I'm your host, Stephanie Couch, and I've been in this industry my entire life. Whether we're breaking down what's working in sales and marketing, new advances in AI and automation, or interviewing top industry leaders, you're going to get real-world strategies to grow your business, build your brand, and lead your team. Let's get to work.
Welcome to the Grit Blueprint Podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie Couch, and I'm here today live in Orlando with my friend Dalton. Welcome to the show, Dalton.
Thank you.
And Dalton is actually a fifth generation hardware store legacy business. Amazing. Fifth generation is so cool. And we're going to talk today about a lot of interesting stuff, your background, and I'm excited to get started, so let's do it. He has been in the business, but you actually have a non-traditional path to the hardware store. So you started with a computer science degree.
Yes.
And you have done a lot of things to change your business and your family's business in just the short time that you've been there. You actually are the head of operations in your locations, and you have 3 stores. Your business has been in business since 1881.
Yes.
I cannot even fathom that. So cool. Do you guys have pictures and stuff for original?
I have a lot of pictures on my phone and like files I've gotten from the family.
I love it. I would love to see some of those. We actually are talking about 3 stores in Indiana, which we're going to go into, and what you've done in your multi-store operation in the last 4 years. You, in 2023, won a Top Young Retailer Award, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
You've been decorated. And I'm really excited to talk to you today about some of the tech stuff, because you know I love tech. It's one of my favorite things to think about. How can we change a super traditional industry that is very old school? Anything that started in 1881 is pretty old school, right? But you are flipping that on its head. So tell me a little bit about the computer science background, what you got into that then led you into this family business, and how you got started.
Okay, it definitely wasn't my plan to come back to the hardware business. So I graduated in 2019 from college, and I came home, was looking for a job. Yeah. And in the midst of that, my parents decided to open their 3rd location. And I started helping in this project, and I kept helping, and I kind of took over the project, and I've never left. I just kind of jumped in and kind of took charge of it, and I took over and kind of.
What was that first project that you came in? What were you doing when you first started?
We were opening our 3rd location from the ground up. Okay. So I graduated school in May. My parents bought the building in June. Okay. And we did a full remodel, new flooring, new paint, new lighting. And then we got new fixtures, new product, and we were open by September 30th. Wow. So it was a very fast-tracked project.
That is fast-tracked. It's a lot of work.
I wouldn't recommend it, but it definitely was a big learning experience.
Yeah. What kind of area are your stores in? Are they pretty rural?
Pretty rural, yeah. Okay. Not, the one has about 14,000 people. The other one has about 3,000 people in the town. Okay. And the other one has about 400.
And you guys are a True Value store.
Yes.
So True Value just got purchased and acquired by Do It Best the last year. Tell me a little bit about what that's been like for you guys transitioning and how that's worked.
It's been a little chaotic, I won't lie. You know, we weren't sure what to expect at first. When we first learned about the whole, bankruptcy and what was happening. But really, I think Do It Best has been the best option for us. I think that was our next choice if we had to pick another one. Yeah. And I'm really excited for what the future brings. I think in the end, when it's all settled, we'll have a really good company for all of us.
Yeah, I'm excited about what's happening. And it seems like a lot of the True Value members are getting a lot of resources that maybe they've been starving for a while. So it's exciting for you guys to have that. Tell me a little bit about the day-to-day in your business and in your role. What are you doing in every day when you go in?
Well, last few years, I'm working a lot on orders and inventory. That's my biggest concern. And I also kind of somewhat manage our managers and that sort of stuff.
Okay.
But you never really know what day's going to bring because it's always something. I may be working, or maybe working the register or answering the phones. Just whatever has to do.
And you have 3 stores, so are you kind of going back and forth between the stores?
Yeah, my desk is at one, so I'm there most of the time. But I do go back and forth.
Very cool.
You never know what's going to happen during a day.
All right. Do you have a favorite area in the store, like a favorite aisle, a favorite section? What do you like to do in the store?
Honestly, plumbing has grown on me a lot. I don't think I'm very good at plumbing, but I can like piece stuff together. I like doing that. Like people say I need this size, that size, and you have to piece it together. It's kind of fun to figure it out.
I used to do that when I was little. So my dad had a hardware store in Georgia.
Yeah.
And I started working there when I was very young. But when I was maybe like 12 or 13, people would come in and they would say, hey, I'm trying to go from CPVC to PVC and we're trying to do this. And I would go back to aisle 13. Doing no clue, and neither did they, so they followed the young girl to aisle 13, and it was like a puzzle. And I think that's what I liked about it too. Electrical scared me because like if electrical goes wrong, you're getting shocked. But if plumbing goes wrong, something might leak. It could still be bad, but it's not it's lower stakes, right? So it's not as bad. I love that. What about your day-to-day with your customers? Are you having a lot of homeowners come in, contractors? How does your business look?
It's a lot of homeowners. We do have some business, a lot of that. And then we do a lot with farmers in our area. So kind of a mixed bag,
So tell me about the farm and ranch part of the business.
So in our area, we have a lot of, regular farmers, a lot of chicken and turkey farmers. So we kind of cater to them at our one store and provide some strange things that you wouldn't expect a hardware store to sell.
You know what I'm going to ask next. Tell me about the strange things.
I know. We sell a lot of fly killer and that sort of stuff. Like we sell it in these big 40-gallon buckets and these big liquids in 55-gallon drums.
Do you sell animals too?
No.
Okay, no live animals.
No.
Just fly killer. I love it. Okay, what's the weirdest thing you've ever sold?
Our one customer, we kind of have an agreement. We purchase things for, they come to us, we buy it, and we have a special deal with them, and they'll come in with the strangest things sometimes. Like, I think last week I get an order TV for them. They're like, I want this TV, order it for me. Like, okay. I mean, just whatever they want, we get. And
That's
so it's
really cool.
It's kind of a unique relationship we have with them. But
I love that. So what do you think makes a great business as far as that? You're talking about doing things that are kind of out of the norm, making it happen for people. What does that mean to you to be a great business like that?
I think it means to just be flexible. You have to do what your customer needs. You can't be too rigid in what you think your business is. You have to adapt and kind of mold it to what your customer needs it to be.
Yeah, I love that. And you're working on a lot of operations and technical and inventory projects. What is your goal when you start something like that? How do you decide what's important? Because there's a million things we could all do in our business, right? And I know at a hardware store, there's so many things you could optimize or you could do. How do you decide what to work on next?
I guess whatever is bothering me the most, to be selfish a little bit, but I notice things that I know is going to be better, so I'm going to look for a way to fix it. That's how I kind of do it.
Yeah, so when you start a technical project, is it just you that's kind of working on it? Yeah, just me. Okay, so what are some of the things, do you use AI?
No, not AI.
Okay.
But just regular programming, like Python, that sort of stuff.
Okay, so what are you doing, like what's a project, tell me about a project you're working on right now? Or
one I've been working on is with inventory transfers.
Okay.
So before I came on, we had 2 stores that ran pretty separate. So with the third, we started trying to make them all more cohesive with each other. And part of that, we started transferring inventory. And there was no good way to do that. It was like, I need this. So I built a program. It takes data from our POS, reads all of it, and then it will decide, okay, this store needs 3 from this one or this, using like minimums and your 12-month sales and how much you sell, that sort of stuff. So
and has that been a success?
Yeah, I use it every week. So
that's awesome. I love it. I bet your people are glad to have a system instead of just pure chaos, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's talk about pricing.
Okay.
Pricing and processes are a huge deal in every small business, but especially in one that has 3 stores.
Yes.
How do you keep your systems and your pricing together, and what have you done to optimize that?
So before I came on, there was no pricing system. It was kind of a free-for-all. My dad was in charge. He had his own system, you can say. But we've kind of just switched just to regulatory value suggested, which for the most part I agree with. There's a few things, but every week I'll through our POS and I will go through the changes and order price stickers.
Okay.
And I have reports I've made that can compare prices that are discrepancies between each store so we can keep them mostly in line.
Yeah.
Because it's hard because our stores are pretty close. We're about 12, 15 miles apart. So you can't have a customer going from one store and paying $3 and then going to the other one paying $5.
Yeah, that's actually a really big point that I think a lot of people miss is congruency like that, especially if something's online is one price and in the store is another, things like that. It can really irritate people and it can cause their customer experience to think you're cheating them or something.
Yes.
Do you guys have e-commerce?
Yes.
So how does that work for you?
It's not a huge thing. It's there.
Yeah.
I love it for it to grow, but it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, you have to have a customer base for it. Maybe our customer base is a little more old school.
The old school rule guy. The guy buying the 40 gallons of Fly Killer probably isn't buying it online, I guess.
No, they're not. They're calling saying order it, you know.
Oh, I love it. Well, your stores are deeply rooted in community, and I'm sure that you spend a lot of time doing things. Why do you think small town leadership and these small businesses, they're such a big part of a smaller town? Why is it so important?
It's so important to give back and be involved in your community because you're the local business. We're not Home Depot. We're not a Lowe's. We're here. We live here. We work here. So you need to make yourself seen and give your time back to the community because you're the difference between the big box store.
I love it. What are some of the things you do at Meny's?
We love to do sponsorships and a lot of do little leagues, softballs, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
We try to focus more on schools, that sort of stuff. You know, local fests and events.
Yeah.
Those are big things.
I'm sure you have a lot of kids that come into your store.
Oh, yeah.
I used to love to go. I mean, obviously I grew up in a hardware store, but I love to go to other people's hardware stores. Like when I visited places or we went on vacation, it was always fun because a lot of them have really cool stuff for kids.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a section like that?
Not really. We have popcorn that like to come in.
Oh, it's pretty good.
One of our employees, her grandson comes in. He loves going to the magnets and playing with those little round discs. Yeah, that's his favorite.
The popcorn machine's a good idea. I would like that, and I'm not a kid.
Yeah.
Well, I want to go back to the history of the company. So 1881.
Yes.
It's a long time. Tell me a little bit about how the store started. What was it like in 1881?
So it started in Hopstock, Indiana by August Schulteis. He's my great-great-grandfather.
Okay.
And his parents were immigrants from Germany. And he opened this general store and they sold hides and tin and hardware. They sold dynamite. It was everything.
Yeah.
And then his son-in-law, Victor Meny, bought it from him in the 30s, I think.
Okay.
And then my grandpa and his siblings took over. There were 12 siblings.
Wow.
And then in the end, there were 5, him and 4 of their siblings, so they were the owners. Okay. And they really expanded. They added a grocery, they added a appliance business, a propane business, like heating and air. It was a huge conglomerate. In the 80s, they built like a 40,000 square foot whole building, had everything under.
Wow.
And they opened a hardware store in Jasper. That's where we're at now. And then once my grandpa and his siblings retired, my parents bought the store we have now, and then my parents have expanded from there.
That's very cool. And being a 5th generation store owner, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot of legacy, a lot of weight in your shoulders. You don't want to be the generation to ruin it, but it's good to see what's come before you and what has worked well, but also it's good to kind of change and take a new direction.
Yeah. Do you feel like you get pushback or more support as far as like the changing of the guard? Because there's some things that have been done a long time the certain way, right?
Yeah, you have to be careful with it. You can't be too...
Yeah.
It has to be gradual, and my dad's more opposed to change, so.
Well, and that's the thing with, I think all younger generations want to shake things up and want to put your mark on it, but hopefully being that you're in the technology realm, they maybe let you kind of do, they don't know how to code, so it's like, what are they going to do about it?
Yeah, they don't question that part. They don't know how it works.
I love it. Well, what advice would you give to someone who's stepping into a leadership role in a family business? Maybe they aren't sure what to do, or maybe they're coming into this industry new. What would you tell them? Because you weren't planning on coming back.
No, keep your mind open. You can't come in with a big attitude and change everything all at once. You have to pick your battles, definitely, and you have to get everyone on board with you, because if you're not a cohesive team, it's not going to work. So work with your team, change things, but don't be against them too much.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you gotta be collaborative.
Yeah.
All right, last question for you. What excites you the most about your future in the industry and about some of the things that are happening right now that you see around you?
Well, definitely this True Value, Do It Best merger. I think there's a lot of good things that could come out of that. You know, I don't know what the future's going to bring, but I think in the end, we'll all get better pricing, better products. I think it's going to be really good for us.
Yeah, that's great.
Then technology, you know, that's always changing. And it's interesting to see how that can change over the next few years. You never really know.
No, I mean, with AI, I think it's changing every week.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of crazy, and I think it's going to come into the industry pretty quickly because it's coming into everything. It'll maybe be a little longer in our industry than others.
We're always a little behind everyone.
Yeah, for sure. I think right now, some companies are 20 to 30 years behind, but I don't think that it'll be that way forever because of the nature of how quick AI is moving.
I think so.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining me on the Grit Blueprint. I really appreciate it, and I'm excited to hopefully get to Indy and see in Indiana your amazing family hardware stores and maybe buy some dynamite. I don't know, do you still have that?
No, we don't, sorry.
Okay, well that's very disappointing, but I still want to come see you. Thank you so much for joining me on the Grit Blueprint.
Thank you.
That's it for this episode of the Grit Blueprint podcast. For more tools, training, and industry content, make sure to subscribe here and follow me on LinkedIn and other social media platforms. To find out more about how Grit Blueprint can help you grow your business, check us out at our website, gritblueprint.com.